What is happening in the Kansas City real estate market in June? Hey, and welcome to Fountain City. My name is Jalen, and today I'm going to provide you the June market update for 2023 Kansas City's real estate market. One of the things I really want to emphasize in this market is that there is a huge lack of supply. If you don't know how the home inventory market works, there's supply and there's demand. There's a ton of demand, there's a ton of people that want to buy homes, even with the interest rates being as high as they are, but there's really not a lot of homeowners that are selling their homes. There's a trend that I found in this article that explains it really well by Forbes, and that it says that the homeowners are quiet quitting the market. Now, if you don't know what quiet quitting is, so you may be wondering, what is quiet quitting? Well, that's when somebody decides to quit their job, but to not give formal notice of quitting their job. They're basically, instead of turning in their 2 weeks notice, or instead of trying to say, hey, I quit my job, they're just slowly disengaging from the job until they get fired. And that's kind of what homeowners are doing right now in the housing market, is they're slowly disengaging the market right now because they know that they're not going to be moving within the next year or two for sure. And so that really decreases the supply that is out there, the amount of homes that somebody who wants a home could possibly buy. That's slowly going down, or at least not replenishing back up to a normal market levels. And so quiet quitting is when homeowners won't list their home and they disengage the housing market when they would normally list it. Now, what are some causes of somebody wanting to list a home? Well, there are 7 D's that you want to typically keep in mind, and that's diamonds, diapers, death, divorce, difficulty, downsizing, or desks. So I'm going to explain each of those really briefly. So all of these are reasons why somebody may list a home that they have that they own for sale on the MLS, and then potentially be looking for a different home. The first one is diamonds. Basically, people getting married are typically going to mean that they're going to be buying a home together. Diapers, somebody having more kids and saying, hey, we need a 4-bedroom house instead of a 3-bedroom house now. Death is sadly when somebody passes away. If they have an asset, that asset will usually hit the market as their family lists it for sale. Divorce, another sad one too. When people divorce and they own a home, typically the only way to really split that asset is to sell it and then split the proceeds equally. Difficulty, if you find yourself losing a job and you can't afford to make a payment, then you typically will list your home. Downsizing is another one where you've heard of empty nesters, where people are deciding that, hey, our kids are out at college, or our kids are in the workforce now, and we don't need a 4-bedroom home, so we're going to downsize to a 2-bedroom home. Or desks, which is the most, I would say, obtuse of this one, is when somebody gets a promotion to a different desk. So say they were a company manager in Omaha, Nebraska, and they were coming to Kansas City to take a bigger position as a vice president of the same company or something like that. So those are typically reasons why people will list a home, or people will move to a different area. The way that the real estate market is right now, some of these reasons are less compelling for people to list their homes. If you're gonna list a home because of diapers, having more kids, because of where the interest rates are right now, if you're locked into a really low interest rate, chances are, even if you have more kids and they don't fit in your home, you're gonna do everything that you can to stay in that home. Because if you were to sell your home and you were to buy another home, your payment for the same price of home would most likely be a lot more, because of how much the interest rate has increased in this past year. So people are thinking twice. So just to give you a tangible real world example, take our home. We're locked into a 4% interest rate in this home that I'm living in right now in the heart of Kansas City. We love our home. We don't have any plans to move, but let's just say we were getting to the point where our 4-bedroom home was super full of kids, and we decided that we needed a bigger place, or we were thinking that we needed a bigger place. Well, are we going to sell our home and trade in our 4% interest rate that we have it locked in for the next 30 years for a 7 or 8% interest rate to try to get a home with 5 bedrooms, or maybe a home with 6 bedrooms? The chances are less likely. There's more chance that I would stuff more kids into a bedroom, that I would find some way to make this home work, because of the fact that we have such a low interest rate here. And 4% isn't even at the low, and that's not even how low interest rates got. We know of plenty of people who are locked into 3% or maybe a 2.75% interest rate, and there's no way that they would trade an interest rate that is that low for an interest rate near to 7 to get a bigger home. Or even if they got married, they would just say, hey, we're going to make it fit. We're just going to stuff ourselves into this home and we are not going to move. That's why it decreases housing supply by so much, is because there are so many people that are saying, I'm going to stay put no matter what, because the interest rate is way too high compared to where it was a few years ago when I either refinanced or when I bought this home. Let's see how this plays out in real time, in real numbers in the Kansas City market. So first we're going to look at an overview of the Heartland MLS, which is all the areas of the Kansas City metro. And so immediately what we can see is we have big jumps in days on market. And what does days on market mean? Days on market basically shows you how long it takes for a home that hits the open market to get an accepted contract. So it's not days on market until the sale is closed. It's days on market until the home hits the market and gets an accepted contract. So if you don't understand all this and you don't understand how a contract works, go ahead and check out my series of how to buy a home, and I'll explain everything there. But days on market basically says if my home were to hit the market today and I were to get a contract tomorrow, that's 1 day on the market. And you can see that days on market has increased from 19 to 34 days on market, and that's on average. There are houses that go way quicker than that. There are houses that go way over that, and that's an average days on market in the Heartland MLS, or in the broader KC metro area. So there's big drops in closed sales, or there's also drops in closed sales, and there's also drops in pending sales. And with the homeowners leaving, with homeowners not wanting to list their homes, that's what we expect. If there's less homes to buy, then there's less homes that are going to sell. That's obviously a direct correlation to what's happening here in the market. And there's a climbing average sales price. As you can see here, it went from $343,000 to about $366,000. And that's slightly outpacing what we can expect a year-over-year average, which is about 4% in all in the national market. It's about 4%. You can see Kansas City as a metro area is slightly outpacing that 4% and hitting up to 6%. So this is a popular area for people to move into. So before we get into the market breakdowns, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Kansas City, I can basically tailor make something, or if you don't know what these numbers means, I would love to sit down with you and explain them to you in more detail, and what that could mean for you as a potential home buyer or a potential home seller. So please reach out, give me a call. My phone number is 626-226-6611. Now let's get to the individual counties that make up the KC Metro, and let's see how this effect plays out in a more granular level. So let's start with Jackson County. So the largest change is that days on market in Jackson County has increased from 9 days to 34 days. And so again, remember that's days on market is the day that it hits the market, and the number of days it takes to get an accepted contract on that house. So days on market has increased from 19 to 34 days, and sellers are still getting about 100.2%, meaning that if you listed a home, on average, if you listed a home, you'd be getting slightly above what you're asking for that home. Slightly above that, but basically what you're seeing is that most homes are going close or not close or at list price. So sellers are still getting slightly above what they're listing the home at. Let's move to Johnson County, Kansas. And the biggest change in this one is the days on the market has shot up. The days on market has shot up from 16 days on market to 33 days on the market. So it's almost doubled, or it's effectively doubled. And what this means for you, if you're buying a home, is that you have more time to look at these homes as they hit the market. In the past years, if you were looking for a home in Johnson County, if you weren't there the first day or maybe the first 2 days, you were not going to be able to put a contract on that home. Now, because the market has slowed down quite a bit, typically you still will have a little bit more time to get to that house to take a look at it. Now, that doesn't mean that if you see a really attractive home that still couldn't go under contract in the first day. Remember, this is an average of everything that's happening in Johnson County. This is not every single individual house is not going to follow lease trends. It's an average trend. There are some houses that have been on the market for 6 months, and that skews the average of days on market. And as you can see here, the average sales price in Johnson County has taken quite a big jump, from $492,000 to $534,000. That's an increase of about 8%. So that's a big jump in just 1 year. Let's move to Wyandotte County. There's a drop in the average sales price, which you have seen before in Wyandotte County, and this is a kind of a strange correlation with the days on market though. So the days on market you can see is pretty low. The average home sits on the market for 21 days before contract, which is actually really short in comparison to the rest of the KC Metro. And the inventory is also the lowest of all the other counties that we cover. We only cover the 5 kind of main counties, or I should say 6 main counties that make up the KC Metro. I could do more if there is a demand for more, but I typically cover these 6 counties, and Wyandotte County actually has the lowest inventory of all of that. Moving on to Leavenworth County. And inventory in Leavenworth County, it's right next to Wyandotte County, but interestingly enough, inventory has increased the most out of all the places that we're covering, out of these 6 counties, as well as the highest days on market increase. It is the only county that we're covering where sellers are not getting at least 100% or over 100% of their list price, meaning that if you're listing a home in Leavenworth County, if you list it for $200,000, you should expect on average to get a smidge less than that, meaning on average that sellers are only taking back 99%-ish of what they're asking for out of their home. Moving to Platte County, and this is the highest jump in average sales price, which is really not surprising because properties in Platte County, there's a great school district there. There's typically a lot of properties that have beautiful lots, beautiful acreage. So it's extremely popular to be in Platte County at the moment, and sellers, going back to what we opened the video with of this quiet quitting, they're really wanting to stay put and not move from Platte County. And so they are staying put. Those homes are not hitting the market. The sellers are saying, hey, we're happy here. We're going to be happy here, locked into this monthly payment for the next 30 years, or at least until the interest rates can come back down. And last county that we're going to cover is Clay County. So there's big upticks we see in average sales price. We also see big upticks in days on market. And supply has increased as well, but only by 30%, which is not a lot. Clay County trails only Johnson County in the percentage of original list price received. So that means that if you're looking to buy a home in Clay County, or if you're looking to buy a home in Johnson County, be ready, especially if it's a beautiful home. If you're looking at an attractive house and there's a lot of people there when you're viewing it, and it's really popular and you've been watching the market for a while, go slightly above the asking price, or be as aggressive as you can, because sellers are getting more than list price for their home. So I hope this was helpful. Let's draw some conclusions. First thing, if you're a seller, the housing market is still hot. You may be thinking that because the interest rate has increased by such a large amount, that buyers are still not out there wanting to buy homes. This is absolutely not true. There are still a ton of people out there who want to get their first home, who have decided that 2023 is the time that they're going to buy their home. Not just first-time home buyers, but there are those rare people out there who are deciding that, hey, my house is too small, I'm looking for a different house. They are still doing that in 2023. It's just becoming a little bit more rare. However, they are still out there. So if you're reticent about listing your home for sale because you think the market has completely died, you can see by these statistics that it has not died. So if you're looking to list a home, please reach out, give me a call. I use podcasting, I use video to leverage to market your home to the fullest extent of my ability, so that you can be getting those over asking price offers. So I'd love to consult with you about that. Phone number is 626-226-6611. Reach out via email as well, jalen.wong@gmail.com. If you're a buyer, this is still a good time to get a home, because you can get a home, as you can see in some areas, really close to list price, which was something that was basically unheard of in the past years. Sellers were basically putting a home on the market in the past years and getting offers way above list price, because that's just what the market demanded. Nowadays, if you're looking in some of these areas, you can get your home maybe slightly under list price to list price. Now that depends. Your mileage may vary, because you may be looking for a diamond in the rough that everybody else is looking for. Now, obviously, those types of things, those types of homes, when they hit the market, they're gonna get over list price. You're gonna have to pay more than you expected in order to get that home. Now, here's where it's really important to give me a call so that we can sit down and make a strategy, because I don't want you paying any more than you have to pay to get that home. However, I still want you to get that home. So depending on where you're looking, whether it's in Johnson County, whether it's in Jackson County, whether it's in Leavenworth County, give me a call. Reach out and we'll sit down together and figure out a strategy for how to get a home under contract for you. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned. We're going to release a lot more information about the housing market coming up. Thanks.